Women don't break over big things, but coldness, that was small introduction. The myth of the breaking point. When people speak of heartbreak, they often envision grand betrayals off airs, shouting matches, walking out the door, and slamming it behind them. But in truth, most women don't break over the big things. No. Most women begin to fade long before the world ever realizes they're drifting. It's not the explosions that break hurts, the quiet daily erosion. It's the absence of warmth. The withdrawal of presence, the things you dismissed as not a big deal, those are the things she remembered deeply and painfully. Let's talk about the 1,000 small moments that accumulate like snow on a fragile rooftop. Let's talk about the coldness you thought she would get over, but never did. 1. The silence between words she remembers when you used to ask how. Her day when tanned actually listened. Over time, your questions grew shorter, more mechanical. A how was work, asked without pausing to hear the answer. She noticed. Not at first, but over time, it settled into her bones like a quiet frost. You see, women don't crave constant drama. They crave connection. And connection isn't just built in the highs of intimacy or the fireworks of romantic gestures. It's built in the soft exchanges of daily life, in eye contact, in laughter, in small talk over tea. The absence of those tiny threads is where the unraveling begins. She stopped opening up, not because she had nothing to say, but because she learned you weren't truly listening anymore. 2. When she stops repeating herself at first, she told you what bothered her. Maybe gently, maybe tearfully, maybe with frustration. But she told you. And when nothing changed, she stopped repeating herself, not because everything was fine, but because she realized her voice had started to echo in an empty room. That's what coldness does. It doesn't just chill the air, it silences people. It makes them feel invisible. When her concerns felt like background noise to you, she began to doubt if she mattered at all. So she stopped asking, stopped reminding, stopped explaining. And one day she stopped hoping. 3. The weight of unnoticed pain. She didn't expect you to fix her world. She just wanted to know she wasn't carrying it alone. When she came home, exhausted, and you didn't look up. When she cried quietly and you assumed she was just in one of those moods. When she made efforts to reconnect and you brushed them off like lint on your shoulder, she learned something. Her feelings were too inconvenient to matter. And that's where her heart began to retreat, not with rage, not with fire, but with a quiet sadness that left no immediate trace. She began to smile a little less, laugh a little quieter, love a little softer, till you didn't even notice when she went silent. 4. The slow death of effort. A woman in love is an architect of care. She'll leave you notes, cook your favorite meal after a long day, support your dreams like they were her own. She pour herself into you in ways you don't even see. But every time her efforts were met with indifference or worse, irritation, a part of her soul dimmed. She didn't want grand gestures in return. She wanted to feel like her love was seen, that her energy mattered, that the tiny things she did weren't just expected, but appreciated. Coldness doesn't always show up as cruelty. Sometimes it shows up as complacency. And to a woman who's given you her all, that can be just as painful. 5. When warmth becomes a one-way street. She noticed she was always the one to reach for your hand. She noticed you hadn't said "I miss you" in weeks. She noticed you no longer looked at her the way you used to. She didn't mention it, not out of pride, but out of exhaustion, because no one wants to beg for crumbs when they used to share a feast. Coldness is a slow withdrawal of presence. It's you being in the room, but not really with her. It's the way your touch began to feel like obligation, not affection. And at some point, she stopped trying to revive what you wouldn't even acknowledge was dying. 6. When she starts finding peace without you, here's the thing about women. They try. They hold on. They forgive. They stretch themselves thin to make it work, till they can't anymore. But when she stops depending on your love for her happiness, it's not because she's suddenly fine. It's because she's learning to protect herself. She starts going on walks alone, talking to her friends more, journaling, reading, smiling at strangers who show more kindness in passing than you've shown in days. And here's the catch. When she starts finding peace without you, she's already halfway out the door emotionally. Not with hatred, but with quiet clarity. 7. The apology that never came. You thought the moment passed. She didn't bring it up again. You figured it didn't matter anymore, but she was waiting for acknowledgement, for "I'm sorry." For you to notice that her heart had cracked, even if the moment felt small to you. You see, women don't want perfection, they want awareness. They want to know that when they hurt, you feel it too. But when her pain was met with defensiveness or dismissal, she realized something deeper. You weren't just failing to fix, it too didn't even see it. And that hurt worse than the original wound. 8. She doesn't slam doors, she slowly stops coming home. You were waiting for a dramatic exit, a fight, a breakdown. But she doesn't operate like that. Women don't always leave with fireworks. Often they leave like fog lifting at dawn, quietly, steadily, with finality. She stopped texting first. She stopped waiting up for you. She stopped asking you to care. And one day you looked around and realized she was still there, but the light was gone. That's the danger of coldness. It doesn't scream. It doesn't warn. It just recedes until one day there's nothing left to return to. 9. Love withers in cold air. Love doesn't die from lack of attraction. It dies from lack of attention. It withers when warmth is replaced with routine, when curiosity is replaced with assumption, and when affection becomes a chore instead of a choice. She didn't want perfect words. She wanted sincere ones. She didn't need a hero. She needed a human. Someone who would say, "I see you. I hear you. I want to understand." But when all she got was silence, she stopped speaking. When all she got was distance, she stopped reaching. When all she got was coldness, she stopped hoping. 10. A woman's goodbye isn't always out loud. You may not hear her say the words, but pay attention to the quiet. The way she doesn't argue anymore, not because she agrees, but because she's tired. The way she doesn't cry in front of you, not because she's healed, but because you stopped caring when she did. Way she carries herself, not bitter, but distant, as if she's already moved on in her heart. Women don't always break in ways you can see. Sometimes they break in ways you never notice until they're already gone. And when she leaves, you won't just miss her. You'll miss the version of yourself she loved, the warmth she brought into your life, the softness you didn't know you'd come to rely on. Conclusion. The coldness you thought was small. If you're reading this and thinking about someone, go to her. Don't wait until she's gone to realize the value of her presence. Don't underestimate the weight of small neglects. Don't assume silence means everything's fine, because women don't usually break over the big things. You break over the coldness you thought was small. And once broken, she may forgive you, but she'll never look at you the same way again. It's a soft word to you who's listening. If something in this message stirred your heart, if you saw your past or perhaps your present mirrored in these words, know this: love doesn't require perfection, but it does require presence. A kind word, a warm glance, a hand that reaches back when held. Don't wait until silence replaces her laughter, until her touch grows distant, until your memories feel warmer than your present. And if you feel these truths echoing within you, I invite you gently, sincerely to explore this story more deeply in our full-length video on the Awaken Mindset channel. We unpack the silent unraveling of connection and what it truly means to love with presence. Your presence here matters, and your support gives life to more stories like these. See you there. Would you like a short SEO video description and keyword set for this piece as well?